I'm gonna start this video by eliminating most of you guys because this video was made for specific people only. And so if you guys don't meet this category, go ahead and click off of the video. Because the people that I'm gonna be talking to in this video is where I used to be as a trader. And I was 2 years in and still haven't made a single dollar from trading. Now, I'm not completely talking to people who have been trading for over a year. If you have even gotten a payout, but a year in, you still have no idea what you're doing and why you're still unprofitable, you are exactly who I wanted to talk to in this video. And the reason why is because I was once in your position. I was once there in your position where I'm years into trading. I've tried so much different things and I'm still not seeing success. So in this video, I wanted to give you exactly what I did, first of all, to become profitable, and second of all, the 7 reasons why you're currently failing. Because it gets as simple as putting it into a list of 7 reasons. And these reasons aren't going to be easy for you to overcome, but knowing of these 7 things will let you get a clue on what you're supposed to actually be working on as a trader. And before I get into this video, I just want to let you know that I go live every single day and I have a free trading community where I send out market analysis every single day. So if you guys want to get that for completely free, the link is going to be down in the description alongside the link to where you can start your trading account. Now, with that being said, let's hop into the 7 reasons of why you're still failing after over a year of trading. And just to reference why I can talk about these specific topics is because I had a lot of friends when I was getting into trading, and all of those friends were trading alongside me, but majority of them did not make it. And I'm going to list specific reasons why I noticed those people didn't make it, and specific reasons why I'm noticing some of the students I take on are unprofitable for reasons that they don't even know it. And the first one is very simple. Is that you're too emotional, and you guys know when you're over committing to every single trade, when you're too excited when you're winning, when you're completely depressed when you're losing, you don't want to see anybody for the rest of the day. This kind of stuff will completely affect your trading negatively. When you can't control your emotions on the way up, your emotions are going to hit you 10 times harder on the way down. And the reason why is because of expectations. When you get a few winning trades, let's say you're on a win streak, your expectations begin to go up in terms of the freedom that you'll have, in terms of you maybe being able to step away from your job finally, your job that's making you miserable. Your expectations begin to go up. And when you set higher expectations, when you're not at this neutral level, then those expectations, they don't just go back to base level. They drop you into an almost complete depression because you start to picture the life that you could have had you just continued sticking to your plan, continue sticking to the system, and continued to perform as you did. I know people that simply aren't built for trading because they cannot conquer their emotions. They don't know that that's the reason why they're losing. And when you can't control your emotions, they control you. They control your decision making when it comes to trading. You have to be almost robotic. And if you have emotions, that's the flaw in humans when it comes to trading. So if you don't want to fall into a deep depression after a year of not making any money, despite how much effort you've been putting into trading, then I'd recommend control your emotions. Otherwise, they are going to control you. Reason number 2 is because you are too frugal. I also had another friend that I started with in high school, and if you watch this video, I'm sorry to put you out like that, but this guy was closer to me than anybody else, and I saw his trading performance right in front of me as I was also trading. And what I noticed, the difference between me and him wasn't our strategy, it wasn't our psychology, it wasn't even the emotions. Despite the fact that I might have already blown 50 accounts, I was still willing to buy another one. And that willingness separated me from him. He was too frugal with his money, he was too conservative, and he always held on to this one belief in the back of his mind. And whether he wanted to admit it or not, he was always thinking that trading wasn't gonna work. And trading wasn't something that people can actually make money with. And let me tell you why he had this belief. I always encouraged him. I always told him, this is exactly what you have to do. It's simple. I know exactly why you're failing. You aren't buying accounts. There are periods of weeks and months of him not even touching a trading account. He could have worked for it. He could have bought it. But he decided not to because he didn't believe in the back of his mind that trading was genuinely a career that he would be able to succeed in. And I did, and that is why I'm here right now, and he is still unprofitable to this day. You have to fully believe that trading is the field that you will succeed in. You have to know that and be 100% confident that you will succeed if you keep trying at it. And the reason why I had this confidence is because I saw somebody that traded full-time and the life that they were living. I knew that if they can do it, then it's just a matter of time until I can. Keep picking away at my mistakes until I get there. For my friend, he adopted the mindset of his dad. His dad constantly told him that trading was a sketchy field, that he could lose a lot of money trading, and instead of trading, why don't you just invest in something safer, like the NASDAQ? Invest into some stocks. And so that's what he did. He put his money into some stocks, instead of believing that he could outperform those stocks by simply trading. And so if you notice that you are too frugal with your money, if you're too afraid, but despite the fact that you can't afford an account, you decide not to buy one because in the back of your mind, you're still sketched out about whether trading even works. Reason number 3, you have no work, you have no income. If you don't have an income, you're not going to be able to invest in trading. This is different from being frugal. Frugal means you have money, but you're being careful with it. Having no income just makes you broke. On this topic, the first thing I want to mention is when people quit their jobs too early. They say that I'm going to go all into trading. When you quit your job and you don't have income anymore, let me tell you something. You don't have income that you're going to be able to invest in trading without pressure behind these trades. And that's going to be another one of these reasons that you are still failing as a trader after a year of your efforts. But before we get into that one, you need to have an income because until you have a few funded accounts stacked up and already getting payouts consistently from them, and a live account with a decent amount of money where you can successfully step away and not have to worry about ever depositing into it again. You start making money, that's when you can step away from your job. Don't jump into it when you're still unprofitable, thinking that you're going to be able to make it. I just think that's completely reckless, and you're putting unnecessary pressure on your shoulders that most of you guys can't actually hold. Reason number 4 is that you have debt. If you have debt, let me tell you exactly what happens to you as a trader. First of all, no income and you have debt. Let's say you have income, but you also have debt. Debt gives you a specific number in your head, and let's say it's more than what you normally would be making in a month, like $3,000 or $5,000 or even $10,000. Let's say you have a debt of $50,000 or even $20,000. Instead of being happy with making $3,000 a month, you're trying to completely pay that debt off just because you can. And that causes you to force more trades, to keep trading after a winning day, and trying to make more money when you already have money on the table ready to take away. That forces you to make mistakes. If you don't have a systematic number set for yourself of how much you're going to stop at for the month, your debt is going to cause you to trade more. Your debt is going to cause you to force trades because you need money, because you want to be free from it. And this is only going to put you into more debt. You're only going to lose more money and toss it into a hole, bury it, never to see that money again. Because that's what you're going to do when you're buying more funded accounts and depositing more money into a live account with debt on your shoulders. If you currently have an income, focus on paying your debt off first and then start trading after that. Because otherwise, you're just going to dig yourself into some more debt. Reason number 5 is that you need to reprogram your mind away from the 9 to 5. And what I mean by this is that trading isn't a 9 to 5 type of field. Trading is a 1 to 2 hour field, where you go into the markets, you make money in an hour or two, and you're done. And the reason why you need to reprogram your mind is because when you are used to working 8, 9, 10-hour shifts every day, then that's the same kind of attitude you bring into trading. Trading isn't a job, trading is a business, and you have to make decisions. You don't have to work a certain amount of time to get paid. And so most of you guys are bringing your 9 to 5s into your trading career and trading for way longer than you need to. You're over trading, you're spending way too much time on the charts, and you're losing your health because you're spending too much time staring at your computer screen. That's not healthy for you. So reprogram your mind away from the 9 to 5 in order to get good at trading the 5 to 9. Because trading at most is only going to take a few hours. Even if you're swing trading, you're only going to be checking that trade periodically. You're not going to be staring at the charts and stressing yourself out. Reason number 6, you forgot what the worth of money is. When you started trading, you started seeing so much numbers circulating on your screen. So much money being made in just a few hours. Especially when you've already gotten a payout, I'm sure that most of your payouts came from one great trade. And when that happens, you begin to reinforce the habit of aiming for those big trades that are going to change your life. Don't forget what money is worth. If you begin to forget what money is worth and you start seeing greed seep into your trades, it might be time to go back to the 9 to 5 so that you remember how much time you have to put in and how much you actually get out of that amount of time that you put into a job. It simply doesn't add up. The amount of time you're putting in and how much you're actually walking away with at the end of the month. Don't forget how much even $500 a week is from trading. How much $100 a day is from trading. That's an insane amount of money to be making in a few hours. Because I promise you, that's how long it's going to take you to make $100 from trading. And eventually you're going to be making thousands by the hour. Don't forget how much that money is really worth. Because it's not about how much the money can buy. It's about this one thing that you can never buy. It's your time. You'll never be able to buy your time back. So if you want freedom from trading, start understanding how much that money really is worth. Reason number 7 is that social media tricked you. So much influencers talk about this 80-20 rule. It's the fact that 80% is your psychology and 20% is your strategy. This has confused so much traders traders that I've worked with, they begin to focus on their psychology, their risk management, and they are completely blinded to the fact that I've noticed them switching strategies every single month. Because what's important is your psychology. So why are you switching strategies then? But you completely misinterpreted this 80-20 rule. And I don't actually agree with it at all. I think a good strategy makes up for 80% and 20% is your psychology. Because a good strategy will tell you exactly when you should be trading, when you shouldn't be trading, exactly when the market is giving you confirmation for sells or buys. The emotions and your psychology, it comes after placing the trade. But if you can't place a trade, if you are losing because you don't even understand the markets, then working on your psychology and your risk management isn't going to help you at all. You're going to be jumping from strategy and you're not even going to get to the depth of actually working through the psychology that matters. Because what I notice in traders like you is that you're stuck on the surface level. And what I mean by that is that you are switching strategy from strategy until a certain strategy starts working for you. When you start doing that and you're jumping from strategy to strategy, you don't actually get into the actual psychology. Because as soon as you start losing, you don't think about maybe it was your lack of patience that made you place this trade and lose. You start thinking about your strategy, and you also start thinking about this new YouTube video that just came out from another trader. This new updated 2026 strategy that just came out. And you go and you try to learn that strategy. You are completely blindsided to the fact that you have not dived even below the 20%. You haven't even gotten there because you're stuck at 5%. You don't even have a complete mastery of your strategy. And so instead, you don't master the psychology or the strategy. Instead, you're stuck at the surface level, still searching for the golden key. And so those 7 reasons are exactly why you're still unprofitable after putting over a year into trading. If that's you, start to check yourself and understand if you're making these 7 mistakes. Because if you are, conquering these 7 things will help you get closer to profitability and might even be the change for why you're still unprofitable now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys want to see more just like this one, check out my YouTube channel. With that being said, my name is Marky, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.